Well, Danny, you're coming into this one on the back of a very good run. The momentum, is the pressure off? Can you enjoy this one?
I think we certainly come here as underdogs playing the league champions away from home. But like you said, we've come off the back of 4 wins out of our last 5 games, including a good win out in Toulouse last week. So we come here with some confidence, but I think we're fully aware of the challenge. It's a very, very good side that we're playing who are on form and playing some good rugby.
And you've made quite a few changes this week as well.
Well, I think over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks, it's been about managing our squad. We've committed to trying to get some youngsters through this year due to a number of reasons that we've already stated, and I think we're doing that. And you see tonight another very young pair of halfbacks, young props. I think we've got 4 props tonight that are all classed as development players within our structure, but that's fantastic for them. But on top of that, they've earned their opportunities. They've gone into Europe and played well and deserve to be picked, and that's the competition that the Blues needs. And
the Welsh squad announcement this week, quite a few of those boys will want a big game to prove themselves.
Yeah, derbies are that, and they're the exciting games that are classed as perhaps the nearest thing to internationals due to the intensity. We're going to have a few boys of their first taste of that tonight, and it's going to be fantastic opportunities for them to prove themselves, but also come out here and learn from it. And like I said, we'll certainly go out to play a style of rugby tonight and score tries, because you need to against the Scarlets because of how dangerous they are. So it should make for an entertaining game.
Hope so. Best of luck. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you.
Ydw wir, sio mae hyn yn mynd I fynd iddo fe sgwn I. Well, Wayne, conditions a bit better to say the least than last week.
Oh, fantastic conditions, just what we were after. We want to make sure that we start well tonight. I think that's been lacking in the last couple of weeks, and make sure we bring the passion and the energy that we should do at home every time we play here. So looking for a big improvement.
How have preparations been this week? Has it been tough with the Wales squad announcement? Some players elated, some maybe a bit disappointed?
Oh, you get a bit of that, but listen, it's it's a stage in the season now where it's critical for both teams, I think, to get points, just so that we can send those guys off and then job done, and that's how we've approached it. 8-day turnaround, so we're feeling a little bit better than we did last week.
And what about yourself? You've signed a new contract. It's going to keep you here for another 2 years. What was the clincher for you? What were the demands?
Oh, it's just a job that we've started, and it's not completed yet, and look, we've got a great environment here. It's taken a bit of time to get to where we are, and we just want to keep building on it and make sure that we can take that next step and perform on a regular basis on the big stage.
Well, best of luck, Wayne. We're looking forward to a fantastic derby. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to this Red Button service with live English commentary of the Welsh derby, the Welsh regional clash between the Scarlets and the Blues. The Blues come fresh with 2 victories in the European Challenge Cup. There are 5 changes to the visitors' lineup, with 4 in the pack. Tyre and Lewis in the front row, supplemented by Seb Davis and Robinson behind. The only change amongst the backs, Willis Halaholo alongside Ray Lilo. Well, that man on the screen will be eager to prove a point, having been left surplus to requirements by Wales during the week after the squad was announced. Scott Williams will lead his players into the fray this evening, and eager to hit back after 2 disappointing losses in Europe at the hands of Toulon and last week in the rain against Bath. Scott Williams then leading the side. Elias and Kruger come in for Owens and Lee in the front row, with Scott Williams, as mentioned, the sole change in the backs alongside Hadley Parks, who will be in that squad, although will only be available for that final game against South Africa on the 2nd of December. Those are the subs who will be making a point as this game wears on. So big game, a game that the Scarlets will want to get back on the horse straight away, so to speak, after the disappointments of the last fortnight. Stuart Berry from South Africa is the referee for this one this evening. And Rhys Patchell gets us underway. Navidi takes and drives on. Another one who will link up with the Welsh squad in due course. Along the far tram line, taken in field though by Halfpenny. Halfpenny has a chance to counter. Taken down by Nick Williams, but the Blues have been pinged for not a quick release, according to Stuart Berry from South Africa. And there'll be a chance for 3 points for Leah Halfpenny.
Yeah, you think it's an easy opportunity for Leah Halfpenny to steady the ship down, really. Silly but Cardiff Blues just holding on there. Didn't roll away as the tackler, right in front of the referee. The referee has no option, and it should be easy taking here for a man of Leah Halfpenny's calibre.
Halfpenny, who you would think is nailed on for one of the back three spaces now, especially with George North injured and missing the whole of the autumn campaign. Where he'll play is another matter, out on the wing or with 15 on his back. It's regional matters on his mind at the moment, though. Halfpenny, long, straight and true, and it's the first 3 points for the home side early on with barely 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Scarlets needed, not what the Blues wanted, and you know, you take a lot of confidence from that Leah Halfpenny. Yes, he should be in contention here for the autumn internationals, and we'd like to see him get back to full tilt once again.
Another youngster who's impressed, Jared Evans, restarts for the Blues. Blaine Scully in pursuit, and it's back. Thomas Williams floats it out to Evans. Now we know he can move it, can shift. Deft handling skills by the Blues number 10, on by Seb Davis. Dacey, the captain. And they'll be buoyed by their last 2 victories in the Challenge Cup over Toulouse and Lyon. Evans and puts a little grubber, and he would have wanted some more distance on that one.
Yeah, he's a clever little player, Jared Evans. He always tries to take it to the line first, options. He picked his head up there. He's seen Leah Halfpenny coming across, but it wasn't quite the right angle. He would have liked it to go further in that 5-metre channel.
Shingler, who's always a line-out option, takes it. Elias driving on. Oh, the Blues in there straight away, bridging over the ball and competing and winning that penalty.
Yeah, great turnover there for the Blues there. They were straight over there, foraging, ready for that. And you should see him opting for the post here as Jared Evans just picks his head up. Looking at it. No, they're opting for the touchline.
Well, 3 points, an easy 3 points, you would think. There's not much wind floating around Parker Scarlets on offer, but they're after more than that, and it's straight in the corner. Great kick from Evans.
Right on the sixpence there. They're brimming with confidence at Cardiff Blues, really. They fancy their chances this evening there. As we look back on the screen, that was clear turnover. The referee saying leave it go.
Prime position for the Blues. Interestingly, perhaps not Evans' strong point, his kicking. Although hopefully that'll come in time. Nick Williams needs some running repairs. Yeah, the blood's still flowing there, so he'll have to be seen too. A great opportunity here for the Blues, and a great opportunity to hit back after that man gave away a penalty.
Perfect position here for Cardiff Blues. As we look down on the field and the forwards talking to themselves. I'm pretty sure there'll be a driving line out here. Blaine Scully probably looking to come in off the 9 or 10, offer himself.
And the former Scarlet man, Josh Turnbull, takes his place temporarily instead of Nick Williams, who's off the field. It's taken in the middle, and round come the Blues forwards to try and drive it on. The Scarlets have counter-driven well initially. Dacey has it. Albeit slow ball, good counter-rucking from the Scarlets, but Shingler has been penalised there. Well, they'll have a chance for 3 at least. And it wasn't going to come, so well, there's an easy 3 on offer again.
He didn't pick Shingler up. He said it was 10 coming over afterwards. I thought Shingler was in an offside position personally, but definitely a penalty there. Silly really for the Scarlets. I didn't think they needed to do that. They had the organisation. It was not that frenetic or that fast. Just needed a bit of patience.
Was it me, says Rhys Patchell. Well, this is where the transgression occurred. Well, there's a few people who could have been penalised, but it was Patchell in the end, and it is an easy 3 for Jared Evans this time. Chips that one over, no problem at all, and the Blues get their rewards, and we're all square.
Yeah, exactly what the Blues needed there, really. Tit for tat at the moment, 3 points apiece. I'm sure we'll see a flurry of tries in this game. Conditions are great.
Mini blip for the Scarlets, that's all. In the last 2 weeks, it's gone forward for the Blues, and a chance for the Scarlets to take advantage of Shingler. Shingler dances past a few tacklers. Davis, there are men out wide. Byrne floated out. Steph Evans, the danger man, once more, easily cutting back on his sidestepping. Tackle! As Byrne takes it on. So often beats that first man, Steph Evans. He does it easily. Ball driving on. Davis has a little look. Patchell, the amend here as the space appears straight away for Hadley Parks, and no one is going to stop the New Zealander, who shortly might be appearing in Wales colours. Great running off the ball, the gap appeared, and Hadley Parks was straight through for the score.
Great patience there for the Scarlets. They took it one way, they had the skill set to bring it back, and the man of the moment there, Hadley Parks, comes back in. First off, we see Shingler. He's exploiting that gap. It opened up quite nicely. The Scarlets had the awareness. They're looking for the wide pass, which we've seen all season, and they're looking for the try. But look, once again, Steph Evans comes away from that touchline, creates the opportunity out wide once again. Hadley Parks thought he had the ball in the wrong hand there, but he just managed to have the strength and power over there. Good finishing by the Scarlets man.
Just did enough to evade the attention of Matthew Morgan. The Blues might want to look at that once more. They won't be happy in their defensive patterns, but Shingler again ever present, and that man finished it off. So that's G'd up the Scarlet faithful. Halfpenny then, but no, that's floated past the left upright as Reen Williams is about to come on. So a bit of rejigging in the Blues lineup. This is it once more. Good running off the ball, Dav.
Yeah, great running off the ball once again with the Scarlets there, but you'd have to say this, that the Cardiff Blues defensive line was all at sea there. Ray Lilo took his eye off where the ball was, looking at the man, opened up that gap, and it was exploited very, very well.
And the man from Hunterville in New Zealand, straight through for the score. Soon to be qualified for Wales on residential grounds on the same day as Wales take on South Africa. Little chip and chase by Gareth Davis. Back is Williams. Good strength. May have been unlucky, Thomas Williams, not to have had a call after going on tour with Wales in the summer. Williams once more. Apologies there for the questionable language. It's a high Hail Mary from Jared Evans. And that could go anywhere. It comes to Seb Davis, charges through. He's had a storming first half of the season. And then it just falls by the wayside, unfortunately. Seb Davis really has featured well and has been rewarded by a Welsh spot in the squad for the autumn.
That's what you want to see. You want to see 1 to 23 getting their hands on the ball, and Seb Davies certainly does that as well. Great tempo there by Cardiff Blues. It didn't panic. It was a little bit scrappier on that breakdown area.
Good ball once more. Shingler, such a prime option, and will be competing for that 6th shirt in a fortnight's time when Wales take on the might of the Wallabies. Cuthbert to Matthew Morgan. He will have a go. Here he goes. Ooh, that was high, possibly. Yeah, the outstretched arm of Stuart Berry recognises that. Davis puts it down for Thomas Williams once more. Still playing advantage is the referee. Out it goes to Ray Lilo. Lilo almost through. Taken down by Johnny McNichol. But hit by Tyburn, playing in the unfamiliar number 8 position. He'll be Munster bound next year. Morgan behind the gain, a little space in which Alex Cuthbert can work with here. Patchell. Well then, just flung into no man's land, really. And it all comes to nothing.
Yeah, he done well initially there, but I think he should have come off his right foot. Fought to stay in the field of play there, but Cardiff Blues are lucky to get that ball back there. And Steph Evans just puts a foot on the whitewash.
Nick Williams comes back in place of Josh Turnbull. So Josh Turnbull's cameo comes to an end. Down from Seb Davies, out to midfield comes the battering ram that is Nick Williams. Dacey taken down by Lewis Rawlings. Williams again, they're behind the gain line here, so little opportunity. Here's a chance for Halaholo. Good strength shown by the New Zealander. Again, strength in abundance by Nick Williams. Evans to midfield. Navidi trying to break the tackle. Better from the Blues. They've got patience and a bit of tempo here. Dacey. As Blues forwards and backs link up against the Scarlets very quickly off that line.
Tackle!
Yeah, that defensive line is shooting up there is marginal, really. They have to be careful they're not offside, but the Blues really need to take it up to them. Yeah. They are creating spaces, but they need to change that angle a little bit more.
Not making much headway, which forces Thomas Williams to dink it over the top, and that's too long, and that's a waste, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, no need to do that. Just keep the patience. If it's not on, take it forward. Just build the phase with a quick pass around the fringe, just to tie that back division in.
Long from Patchell. Plenty at stake then for both sides here. As Morgan puts a high one in. Unfortunately with the Blues, they've retrieved possession.
Release tackler!
Slow ball for Thomas Williams. And the Blues stopped in their track and it's turned over. Well, the Scarlets have got men here if they can work it right. McNichol has it though. And spots a little gap behind. Green Williams is on his own. Williams did well initially, now needs support though. And has given away the penalty. Well, not him maybe, but the Blues forwards for diving down, straight down according to the referee. Off their feet. And this should be an easy 3 again for Lee Halfpenny.
Yeah, Reen Williams done exceptionally well. There was a kick behind by Johnny Nichols there. He's seen the gap, but he had the awareness, Reen Williams, and that's what I like about the man. Down, up,
And the 10 ceiling under pressure.
To come on in place of another youngster, Dylan Lewis. So Dylan Lewis in a bit of bother. Kieran Azarati, the Wales under-20s player, and a lot of people talking this this player up, and a lot thinking that he will have a bright future. Corey Domachowski as well is on the bench. So there's some young props coming through the ranks. We saw Liam Brown scoring last night against the Ospreys, and that is good to see that the conveyor belt is still churning players out, and those are in the Welsh squad. And now is the time for us to see those players in action 2 years before the World Cup of 2019.
Absolutely, I think it's a great opportunity for these youngsters coming through to see what we have, give them some sort of exposure in order to build for that World Cup campaign.
Oh, the Scarlets making a mess of the work off his wing, as he does so often. He's like Chris Ashton in that respect, just coming off. Patchell, now the Blues will be looking to hold him up here. It is a maul, and I don't think it's going to result. The referee very, very quickly in, but he knew the ball wasn't going to appear.
Yeah, his body position there, probably the right opportunity for him really to take it in. However, his body position was too upright, and then you've got a man of Josh Navidi's sort of ability around that breakdown. He was never going to allow him to get to the floor. Too high in the body position, should have gone lower, pumped his legs like pistons.
There is Kieran Azarati alongside Dacey and Brad Thayer, who had a nasty injury, Brad Thayer, at the start of the year, which resulted in some kind of clot at the back of his neck, and glad to see him back on the field of play. Williams breaks off. Morgan trying to scamper through, but is taken down by Hadley Parks. Just need to up the ante here, the Blues. 11-3 down, but then Evans goes for territory.
They need a chase there. They need to get up. If you're going to kick there, you need to put him under pressure.
And there was nothing of that sort on Johnny McNichol, and had bags of time to pick his spot.
I think it just come off the side of his boot.
Yeah.
They're quite lucky, are the Blues, with that one. The pressure should be there.
Another legend, Phil Bennett, with wife Pat in attendance, as she always is. Good ball again for the Blues to work with. Jared Evans Straight through the middle goes Halaholo. Williams changes direction. Oh, they're high again, the Blues, and they could cough up possession here. Oh, they've done really well. And Nick Williams coming in, he's the guilty party, and he could be in trouble here. We've already seen Nick Williams penalised.
Are they just trying to pick him up with his shoulder? Or?
Plays the game on the edge, does Nick Williams. They're going to have a look here.
Yeah, he's a very physical man, but there's a player, the Scarlets, is down on the floor.
It looked as if the Blues are going to lose possession there because it was a maul.
I think the ball did come back. It was there. I don't think there's... he can't put his arm around him. He's on the floor, but
it's just daft,
it's the silly thing to do. It's a bin, I think.
Comes in on the chest. I think this is just stupidity from Nick Williams. As Dav was mentioning, the ball had appeared. The ball is there.
It's there. He doesn't need to do anything. That's very, very silly play.
And yes, the Blues will be down to 14 men because of Nick Williams' stupidity. His arm is up to apologise to his teammates, but the Blues are down to 14 men needlessly for 10 minutes.
Yeah, very, very silly play there by Nick Williams. He's obviously a little bit frustrated. The ball was there, didn't need to do that. And the Scarlets have got the upper hand once again.
Nigel Owens, now it has been announced today, Dav, that Wales and England squad members will go toe-to-toe in...
I'm not sure you should be high-five in there, really, but...
Let's hear the thoughts of the Scarlets manager, Mark Taylor.
Yeah, well, Mark, it's getting quite physical out there, and you're now got that extra man to take advantage of it for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think up until then it'd be closely contested. Obviously the Blues will come to play. You can see that some threatening runs, particularly from their centre partnership. As I said, really we just took our chance, and obviously now it's a crucial 10 minutes for us to try and stretch our lead a little bit more.
Yeah, and a great angle from Hadley Parks, who's having quite the weeks, we have to say.
Yeah, it's obviously great for Parksy to get called up into the Welsh squad, and I think he's playing with a little bit of freedom, I think, tonight as well. You know, obviously the try and the heavy carry today, obviously we're delighted to have him in the squad.
And what is the message from Wayne Pivac, sat just behind us?
It's really just, again, just turn the screw in these next 10 minutes if we can, but obviously it's not a case of overplaying it. We've got to play the right area still, and we don't need to gamble, just need to sort of wind them down and play in the right areas, really.
Hopefully we'll catch up in the second half, Max. Thank you.
Jared Evans then taking a heavy blow from that Hadley Parks charge, so on in his place is Stephen Shingler.
Cuts.
As Dav mentioned, that surely is a HIA. And the Scarlets, incidentally, still suffering from HIAs of their own, the head injury assessments. Rob Evans, worryingly for them and for Wales, still failing protocols, as well as John Barkley.
Yeah, it just goes to show that the game has turned into a very much an attritional game, a collision sport, shall we say. And having talked to Barkley extensively prior to the game, he's still struggling, and he shouldn't be back before another 2 or 3 weeks potentially.
Cuts. Bind. Sit.
Great attacking opportunity for the Scarlets here, opportunities on both sides of the scrum. Davis just has a little look to see what's on. Great scrum though, great power from the Scarlets 8, which will result in a penalty. There could be a chance for more though. Parks, Williams straight through the gap. Good offload as well to McNichol to keep the move alive. Davis, they go left, half pennies up. Wyn Jones, long floated pass with, it's affected the momentum somewhat.
Yeah, you had the overlaps there. They should have cut the angles, used the men.
Steph Evans did well though. Ball keeps it tight. Still there, still the chance for the Scarlets to go for that second try. Oh, bad pass though from Patchell behind all of the men. Finding gaps though, halfpenny that time. And then it goes forward. Scrappy play in the end from the Scarlets after it looked so promising.
Yeah, forcing the pass a little bit. I think they got the momentum. That scrum initially was put them in the driving seat. They got over the ball here. As we come back here, forcing the pass. There should be a switch there. Good opportunity. Scott Williams just takes his eye off the ball a little bit there, but just forcing things. If the Scarlets just build the tempo, the intensity, the tries will come.
So no clear-cut opportunities since that Hadley Parks try, but the Scarlets will really look to pile on the points in this time where they have that man advantage with Nick Williams off the field.
Yeah, they should utilise that one-man advantage.
So that man isn't in the squad, which puzzled many when the announcement came early in the week.
Yeah, a bit disappointed for him. I think he's a great player and he's been a great stalwart for Wales as we look on Warren Gatland there. But yeah, I'm sure that he'll bounce back. He has to have that opportunity to get his place back. And we'll see tonight how he performs.
5, 6.
Still a bit of a guessing game who plays alongside Jonathan Davis though, as the Scarlets that time penalised for, well, Wyn Jones dropping his bind. That's a frustrating one for the Scarlets who give away good field position. Game just hasn't come to light after that early Parks try.
It's seemed to have stalled a little bit at the moment here as we see come back to the scrum. See him just slipping. Yeah, potentially slipped off the bind there. Referee got that one right, but yeah, there's, you know, they're throwing caution to the wind, but there's no direction really. They need to straighten the lines a little bit more and get over the game line.
Scarlets, who top Pool B, where they were top coming into this game, just losing once. That one blemish on their early block of games in the PRO14, losing out to Ulster last month.
Stay down. Use it.
Williams will go the aerial route. Hasn't gone that far, it's gone high. Well, that is anyone's. And the Blues could benefit through Navidi. Out it goes. Through again. Goes Halaholo to Navidi. There are men here. Oh, just went forward from Thomas Williams' hand. Unfortunate, and there's no one home now for the Blues. It's a long chase back for Reen Williams, and he could do little else in the end. Well, chances on both sides there. The Blues almost cutting the Scarlets open.
Yeah, Ray Lilo seeing the opportunity here. He went for the hitch kick. He managed to get outside Reece Patch over there, but the pass wasn't quite going to Williams' hands here. And the Scarlets, we thought, were going to just turn it round, but Hadley Parks just puts foot to ball.
Expect you to take half, and number 1. Thank you. Yeah, but if you're going to stand a metre off, then I'm going to allow them.
Elias again. Shingler is the target man in the middle.
No context.
Trying to bring Parks onto the ball, does well. Stopped eventually, but again, just a bit slow as far as the Scarlets are concerned. Davis. On the short side goes Scott Williams. Nothing really developing from this situation at the moment. So the forwards try and set it up once more. Patchell has a little look. Feign to kick.
No hands, Blue.
Again, such slow ball. The Scarlets can do very little with it. The Blues up very, very quickly. Ball. Trying to give his sides and go forward. Davis, well, complaining that there were hands in there. It's gone forward, and that's just indicative of how the game has panned out in this second quarter.
Very much so. It's a very much scrappy affair around that breakdown area. It needs to be clean. The boys need to get their body positions right on both sides here and just have that quick, effective ball laid back so the scrum halves can get the ball out and try and create the opportunities.
Some just less than 3 minutes before Nick Williams comes back on after his 10 minutes in the bin. Some old heads there, Gareth Jenkins and Anthony Buchanan, the former team manager at the Scarlets, and Llanelli before that.
Yeah, and I think on the right there is Di Chips, the old physio there. Gareth Jenkins' best mate. Good coaching staff back in the day with Gareth Jenkins, back in the old Stradey Park. Exceptional, some fond memories there. Very colourful character.
Well, there's a man who would G the troops, so to say.
Yeah, absolutely. That was his strong point. He'd rally around like Ray Gravel, very passionate about the game, and you know, he certainly give you that sort of edge before entering the arena.
Cuts. Just hear that Jaron Evans won't be coming back on, Dav, after that collision with Hadley Parks. So Stephen Shingler is on for the rest of the game. Blues under pressure at that scrum. Thomas Williams takes it upon himself to go. It's a good run as well. Well, was that high by Gareth Davis? Yes, it was. There is an advantage here. Thomas Williams has put the Blues in a good position here, and they need to capitalise.
Slow ball.
Yeah, a great run there by Thomas Williams. Yeah, you can see his pace in. Gareth Davis just gunning him down, wasn't he, really? But it was a high tackle, right decision by the referee.
Well, he was on the receiving end of a high tackle or a knock by Rhys Webb, wasn't he, in that derby a few weeks ago, Gareth Davis. And Thomas Williams is another of those young breed of players who'll be there or thereabouts over the next few seasons.
Yeah, I've been particularly impressed with him. I know he had a fantastic couple of games in recent weeks, and he's light, he's sharp on his feet.
I think we are about to hear what Danny Wilson thinks of the
Danny,
first
we're just
half
watching
an hour.
Nick Williams getting ready to come back onto the pitch. You haven't conceded any points during that time. Are you happy with that defensive effort?
I think we're defending well at the moment with 14 men, but obviously the yellow card is a killer. It gives you major problems everywhere trying to cover it, and you know, against this team especially, you need discipline. You need 15 men on the field to give yourself a chance.
You've had to do a bit of reshuffling as well, some early injuries. How much of that affected your plan for this match?
Yeah, a fair bit, but that's the game, isn't it? You know, we've had three bumps already, and we just got to get on with it and try and make the best of it and reshuffle and, you know, problem solve. And that's our job as coaches to keep working on.
Danny, an important time for you. We'll let you get on. Diolch, thanks.
Well, they haven't done too badly since Nick Williams went off. They'll be more than pleased, especially if they can gain some points from this situation.
Yeah, they're holding the line there. I thought that should have been a penalty against Byrne there. Tad Byrne just lying there.
The play goes on. Williams, who put the Blues in this area with his snipe. And that time, Stuart Berry has given a penalty against Seb Davis for holding on.
Byrne, I thought he should have given, it was a penalty against him earlier on, but that was a great steal by him. He was straight over, low body position, causing that nuisance as he is, and a very difficult man to shift out of the way.
14 turnovers, Tyke Byrne, before this game. Almost as twice as many as any other player in the Blues ranks. He's been ever present in this side since his move from Leinster. Barely knew about him before he came over the Irish Sea, and he'll be going back, of course, next year when he moves to Munster. Blow for the Scarlets.
Yeah, massive blow for the Scarlets. He's been great over the last 2 seasons.
I'm sure Wayne Pivac will have players in mind to replace him. Good drive. Davis switches it. We've got men on the short side. Little dig through from Hadley Park. Steph Evans is on it. Could work in Steph Evans' favour, and it's a try for Scott Williams. Now then, they'll have a look at this one. Great piece of skill by Steph Evans. Now, if that is the try, it's fantastic work from the winger once more.
Yeah, if that's a try, he managed to keep his feet in there. I thought Hadley Park shouldn't have kicked it that far in, but I thought he was going in. But Steph Evans, electric on that ball. He got it available, and Scott Williams, ever present. Easiest of tries, but we shall see.
Well, they had extra men out there. Steph Evans slid in, used his momentum. Now then, did he lose control there?
That's exceptional work there by Steph Evans.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for us to see.
Neil Hennessy is the TMO.
Accuracy here.
Okay.
He
does really well there, doesn't he?
Has he lost control? This is what they'll be looking at, I think, there.
Okay.
Has he knocked
Do you
on?
see that, Stuart?
Yes, Neil,
Yeah,
so
he's lost
there is an
control
additional piece that I think we need to consider here. So I think we need to consider whether the knock-on is created by Blue diving on a player on the floor. So first question, is there a knock-on or isn't there?
I think they're looking at the knock-on, whether that's come directly from Steph Evans or the attention of Alex Cuthbert.
I've asked for both angles again here. It certainly is. The ball is certainly struck by Blue.
Does really well though.
Okay.
He does fantastically well there, really, to fight and stay in field.
This is the angle, surely, that will show us.
That's great skill, really.
Okay, that angle should confirm your suspicions.
Okay, so
possibly has gone
is there
forward
a knock-on,
there.
yes or no first, and then we can deal with the foul play after that, because that'll be the process here. Because if there's no knock-on, then there's a potential try, and we don't need to deal with the foul play.
Okay, we're just going to show the head on so we can check for that that blue hand.
They're looking at foul play as well.
Here it is.
Well, Neil Hennessy is having a real look at this one. There must be some hesitancy in which he can't give that for certain.
This is the final angle for you, Stuart.
Seeing if that's a knock-on, because
I
he's
think
still
it's gone
going
forward there, Dan.
Yeah,
just there.
Okay, Neil, I'm happy to make a call.
He is going
there's
forward.
Enough, or there's not enough evidence to suggest that that's from Blue, so I'm going to go with a knock-on. But then I'm going to deal with the foul play of the player diving on top of him and give a penalty against Blue.
Yeah,
okay, Stuart.
That's the correct decision. He's going back to an some earlier foul play in the move.
Diving on the player. So penalty is for diving on the player. No.
So is he saying that was Alex Cuthbert diving on the player?
Yeah, that's why the penalty has been given against that man. Not me, Gov.
Not me, Gav. Yeah, he looks a bit perplexed.
Well, it's because of this incident here.
Oh, that's harsh, mind, is it? Oh, I feel for Alex Cuthbert if he's pulled for that.
Still a golden opportunity for the Scarlets. They're no try, but they are in the hunt for their second.
Blue. Time. Gentlemen, here's the centre.
Well, Shingler has provided them with most of their ball from the line out.
Here's the middle. Okay. Blue open, please. Blue open, and I'll bring red in. Red, come in. Hold on. Time. Two markers at the front. Please come down.
Referee not happy with the gap down the middle.
Discussion here. I'm giving you the middle of the line out, and every time we're ending up 2 meters off it. Okay. I'm giving you the middle.
Still not happy. Some dialogue going on between Stuart Berry and both sets of players. And this time it's Ty Byrne who provides the Scarlets with the ball at the base. Elias comes round, and here's the juggernaut Scarlets pack, and they go all the way. They're over, and that is a try for Ryan Elias. He was at the base. There was no stopping the Scarlets 8 as they drove the Blues into submission, and they claim their second try.
Yeah, textbook try there. Great driving line out then. Unopposed, they dismantled the Cardiff Blues 8 there. And Ryan Elias there was just on hand there. He was never going to give it to Gareth Davis, and he powered over there. Great drive by the 8 here from the Scarlets. really did break away from the Cardiff Blues. Ryan Elias just pops over there for the try. Well worked there by the Scarlets.
Well, if there was doubt over the earlier Scott Williams try, none so for Ryan Elias's. Straight over, great technique by the Scarlets 8, and the Blues were never going to stop that.
Straight from the training paddock, that one, and they'll be delighted with that. Will Wayne Pivac and Stephen Jones.
And he enjoyed that one, Ryan Elias. Halfpenny just to turn the screw at the vital time, 6 minutes before the turn. Halfpenny bangs that one over, and it's a healthy, comprehensive lead for the Scarlets. 15 points the difference as we approach half-time.
Yeah, fantastic there by Leah Halfpenny to get the spoils there, just to put, you know, the salt into the wound there for Cardiff Blues.
And they desperately need a score now. They need to hit back. They need the next score before the interval. Williams. Out it goes to Halaholo. He's created an impression every time he gets the ball. He managed to gets over the gain line.
Very slight on his feet, and he does pose
that ball's been caught in.
That was caught in
Azarat his shirt. Well, there's no way the Scarlets could have had that, so to be fair to them. Oh, it's there. Now, that's one way to hold on to it.
It's my ball, you know, having it. Tuck it up your jumper, comes to mind.
And they realise they can see the scoreboard. They need points, but they need 7 ideally in the next 4.5 minutes. There he goes, up the jumper, yeah.
I've not seen that in the game before. Great position here for the Blues, though. You know, Dacey now has to hit his man here, and you very much see the driving line out.
Well, they need a 7-point score here. Seb Davis, round the peel they come, the front. Blues forwards guarding it. Thomas Williams out. He's orchestrating things at the moment. Williams once more. Just a bit slow and pedestrian from the Blues at the moment. Good angle once more. Lilo that time. In the shadow of the Scarlets post. They're inching ever closer, the Blues. They desperately need a try. Out it goes to Steve Shingler. Shingler caught. Still there though, and the try, has it come, or has it been coughed? Has possession been lost at the vital time?
I think it came off Steph Evans' leg there. Great last-ditch tackle there.
And it was Halaholo who lost possession over the Scarlets try line.
Yeah, I think he was there. It comes off the leg.
Here's Halaholo, he's going for the try line. The dollar signs are in his eyes, and then...
Oh, Steve Shingler.
Oh, right at the death.
Oh.
Well, it looked for all his worth that Halaholo was going to power over the try line, but just lost possession. But Shingler and Steph Evans were in there.
Great scrambling back there by the Scarlets there. They're fighting for every inch at this moment in time, and didn't want to concede the try going into the interlude.
And the intervention of that man and Steph Evans enough to prevent Willis Halaholo from dotting the ball down. So 3 minutes for the Scarlets to survive here. Still a good opportunity for the Blues if they can keep their discipline. Last thing they need here is to give away a needless penalty.
Cut. Bind. Sit.
Well, the Scarlets will be hoping for a strong foundation here, but again, they go to ground. A few problems for the referee in this area. It's been a bit 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's young Wyn Jones from the Llandovery club. He'll be joining up with the Wales squad, has really come into his own, even in the shadow of Rob Evans. And it's still unclear if Rob Evans will be fit enough to take his place, even though he's been named in that Welsh squad.
Cut.
Nick Williams packing down at 6.
Bind. Sit.
No, and that time the Blues have been penalised, so Danny Wilson rather will be really, really frustrated.
So disappointing there from the Blues' perspective, really. Great opportunity, 5 metres from the line. They just needed to be squeaky clean. Looked as though he slipped his bind or his feet slipped back.
So Aserati penalised, and it looks as if the Scarlets will head into the changing rooms with a healthy lead, albeit they haven't hit top gear yet.
No, they seem to be coasting in third at this moment in time, just coming in and out of this game. But I'm pretty sure that it'll explode in the second half. Cardiff Blues have to come out off the blocks, really, as the Scarlets will drive home.
Again, it's Shingler in the front. Provided the Scarlets with a big source of possession in that first half, and it's the driving ball again once more. And the work paying dividends. Still going on before Tyke Byrne breaks away. Scarlets just playing the clock down to the 40. They know this is the last play. Davis knows that he needs to bang it over, and the whistle goes for half-time. So the Scarlets doing enough without scaling the heights, with 2 tries, Parks going over early on before Elias added a second. The 3 points for the Blues coming for Jared Evans. So a lot of work to be done for the visitors in the second half, with the Scarlets in front by 18 points to 3. We'll be back with live second half commentary. To the red button service here live at Parc Scarlets, where the Blues desperately need the next score to keep this one as a contest. Scarlets have a healthy lead after the first half. Great jump by Shingler to start things off. Alaholo had the Blues' best chance right at the end of the second half, but coughed up possession right over the try line. The try line at his mercy. Archel again has been charged down. Luckily for him, it bounced straight into the arms of Lee Halfpenny. It is a maul here, so the Blues desperately trying to keep Halfpenny off the deck. And they've done so. So first blood to the Blues.
Yeah, well done by the Blues there, just to keep him up there and get the turnover. Great opportunity, attacking opportunity for the Blues here with a scrum.
Great athlete, isn't he, Aaron Shingler?
He does exceptionally
over there.
Yeah, he does exceptionally well there, really, to stay up there and keep his balance. And the athleticism of the man.
And if Warren Gatland is true to his word about the game moving on and that they need ball players, well, he typifies that in the wide channel. So could he be the man to play 6 in a fortnight? Again, they've gone to ground. Play on this time, though. Alaholo. Williams. Incidentally, Josh Turnbull's on for Ollie Robinson in the back row now.
Tackle!
Oh, straight out. And that's a bad mistake for the Blues.
Just forced it there, did Shingler. There, just needed to get another pair of hands, or if it's not on, take it straight through. Use your power in your legs. Doesn't need to, really. Oh, he miskicked that one.
And chance goes back in. Shingler once more.
Balls at the front.
Now they come in.
Use it. Stop 8.
Davis, the aerial route once more. Taken by Cuthbert. Thomas Williams just has a little look, but asks the forwards to get him out of trouble. Nick Williams provides support.
Last feet.
Williams, who was in the bin for 10 minutes in the first half. Once more, it's the high up and under, which Gareth Davis fails to take. So it's a good tactic by Thomas Williams that time. Just went forward. Little apology from Gareth Davis there.
Yeah, he just overcooked that. He just overran it a little bit. Needed to get his body behind the ball as opposed to his arms. But, another opportunity for the Blues. I think the Blues really need to get the first blood of the second half if they're going to come back into this game, because the Scarlets are going to get stronger as the game goes on.
Well, they had a few problems in this area in the first half, the Blues. A few of those scrums go into ground.
Bind. 6.
Power coming through again from the Scarlets.
Just got a little bit longer for me.
So they look a bit shaky in this area. Well, they want a quick release.
Yeah, the front row doesn't look that comfortable for Cardiff Blues at this moment, looking from our viewpoint.
Brad Fire, Christian Dacey and Kieran Aserati, who's come on in place of Dylan Lewis. On the tight head, that's him packing down against Wyn Jones.
Sit.
That's better for the Blues.
Williams out to Shingler. Shingler once more. Oh, too deep. Behind the gain line, Matthew Morgan evades Johnny McNichol's tackle. Just crabbing across slightly there. Again, not much go forward. The only people that have provided it are the centres. Here they are.
Watch behind me.
This pass out to Dacey.
I've got a penalty, it's just for a late.
Well, they have a penalty at the very least, so there is an advantage and none forthcoming.
Late hit. That's it. 1 red. Penalty only.
Just a bit pedestrian at the moment. There isn't that zip behind.
Yeah, the tempo needs to go up there. That was a nice, creative, innovative sort of play with the back pass there. However, a little bit too deep. I think the angles need to be changed a little bit.
Oh, fantastic kick that. Right deep into opposition territory. And now the Blues have a chance to go once more.
Yeah, this is where they need to step the tempo up. The Cardiff Blues are just walking to the line out. I think they need to step the tempo up and raise the tempo of the game.
Dacey finds his man. That's James down. Well, that's again careless from the Blues. And they can ill afford to give away those penalties when they're down in Scarlets territory.
Yeah, that's elementary. That's a poor mistake there by Cardiff Blues. Really great opportunity, great kick by Shingler initially, but lets the Scarlets off the hook once again.
And it's an easy one to relieve pressure. It's an accidental offside at that maul. So it's a technical offence, but a needless one. Evans again looking for work of his wing. Elias comes in at scrum half momentarily. Little chip and chase. McNichol on the same wavelength. McNichol tried to get the offload. Scott Williams was waiting for the pass that never came. Now it's out. The Scarlets have numbers. Great hit there. Great tackle by Turnbull on Elias, I think it was.
Leave it red.
Dacey through the middle. Still there, crawling on the floor. Wasn't tackled though. It's a bit of a scrappy game at the moment. A lot of penalties given away by either side. It'll be interesting to see that hit once more by Turnbull. He stopped Elias in his tracks.
Yeah, he read that textbook. I thought it looked ominous there with the Scarlets attacking the Cardiff Blues, but great hit there by Josh Turnbull. But what I quite liked there was Christian Dacey then picking up and going. As we talked about in the first half, there's not many people committing around that breakdown area.
Well, this was the deft little kick by Patchell, which almost worked. But Scott Williams was in the pass just didn't pick him out.
Yeah, it was well played there by McNichol. He read that. He come from the outside arc in, always attacking, makes it a bit easier to catch. It's a great kick by Patchell.
Davis down. It's out from Shingler. This is Ray Lilo. He's Samoan international. Williams on the blind side, Aserati, but from a standing start, and a little option there. Shingler waiting for it. The big, burly Nick Williams trudging forward in midfield, and again, quick to blow his whistle, Stuart Berry.
It's frustrating there, really, because it was a penalty. However, the ball was there, and that could have created the tempo Cardiff Blues are obviously looking for. So, very frustrating for the Blues.
Loud blasts from the referee once more, but they're shunning 3 points. They're going for more. Again, fantastic kick by Shingler, right on the money once more by the former Scarlets man.
Yeah, fabulous kick here. As we see Nick Williams there, he hasn't had much really impetus in this game. As you see the prop moving, the ball is there.
Could he have played an advantage? That's the question. As Dav was saying, obvious penalty given away by Wyn Jones. That's the kick again. Fantastic, right in the corner. Now then, fantastic opportunity which the Blues have to take.
Yeah, they need the scores now, and that is a great kick by Shingler.
Dacey finds Seb Davis, who's up. Well, lack of control. Did that one go forward? Yes, it did, and that's so frustrating. And there's a bit of afters there. I think just frustration boiling over, because a few times now we've seen the Blues giving away possession in the Scarlets 22.
Yeah, great attacking position there for the Blues, but Shingler getting in amongst Seb, and just frustrating him, and you can see the Cardiff Blues, as we look down onto the field, are very frustrated with that.
Wayne Pivac, who signed a new contract, which keeps him here at Parc y Scarlets until 2020. A big boost for the Scarlets. I'm sure a few clubs and a few provinces would have been interested in securing his services.
Yeah, since he's come to the Parc y Scarlets, he's certainly stamped his way of play on the game, and the Scarlets have excelled, haven't they?
Use it stationary.
As Patchell clears, well, a few rumours afloat that he may have been one of the 3 on the WRU list to take over from Warren Gatland. So possibly not after the news in the week, but with Gatland mentioning that Rob Howley wasn't one of the 3, nobody knows who they are.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who's put their hand up or who's in the contention for the main spot in Wales.
A lot of time to go before then, after the World Cup in Japan. Williams. Well, they work it out to young Green Williams. There's a few changes about to be made by the Blues as well.
No,
So Lloyd Williams shaping up to come on. His namesake, Thomas Williams, out as captain Christian Dacey again. Scarlets' body, you'll have to be careful. That was Jake Ball, or Lilo had to take it low, did well. Slow ball once more. As Turnbull drives on, they need a score of some sort here. Try to get the offload, they've done so. Now then, a chance for Halaholo. Halaholo puts on the afterburners. There's no one in front of him, and that's a huge psychological score for the Blues. It's that danger man once more, Willis Halaholo, straight through, and nobody put a hand on him.
Yeah, we said that they needed the tempo to go up in the game, and it certainly did in that pass to the player. And he steps off his right peg, there's no one there, and he just opens up. He coasts under the post, which should be an easy spoils here, and a 7-pointer. Great offload, it has to be said, by Shingler there. Didn't die with the ball. He come off his left peg under the post. Great try by the Blues.
And it has to be said, he has looked dangerous when he's had ball in hand. Almost scored right at the end of the second half, and there was no one in front of him. And an easy score for the New Zealander.
Yeah, exactly what Cardiff Blues needed, really. Maybe gets their tails back up as they get the other 2 points now, just to take them up to 18 points to 10.
And that puts a different complexion on proceedings at Parc y Scarlets. It's changed things, and that will G the Blues up now. And we have game on at Parc y Scarlets.
Yeah, as they make a couple of changes to Cardiff Blues, so the Scarlets faithful on the far side start ringing out.
So Lloyd Williams on for his namesake Thomas. And Josh McLeod on in place of Lewis Rawlings. So changes for both sides. It has gone forward. So they'll have to come back. No, it's Bullbring actually. My apologies. The South African coming on in the second row. Just going forward from Johnny McNichol. So fair play to the Blues, they've persevered. They needed a score, they've got it, now they need to press on.
Yeah, they need to exit from this part of the field first, but exactly what they needed. I think if the Scarlets have got the first points in the second half, then it would have been an uphill battle. But now we've got a game to play for.
Bind. Sit.
The experience of Lloyd Williams on for the Blues. Shingler kicking beautifully at the moment, getting great depth on that kick, but McNichol is there. Now then, is there a chance for Shingler to counter? Again, it's a great dummy. Oh, is he knocked on? Yes! Oh, that was unfortunate from a Blues point of view.
He done one initially. I was pointing to the right touchline, as you see. I think there was an opportunity. Does well coming off his right foot there, but James Downs then doesn't realise he's going to get the ball. Just spilt, needless little spill there.
Shingler, of course, who spent 2 spells down at Parc y Scarlets with 2 seasons at London Irish Sandwich in between. Next week, of course, the Blues against Zebra.
Sit.
Live here on Club Rugby, so live English commentary on the red button as well. Big period, of course, with the international season upon us, so a lot of players will be back and forth between the international camp and then released, so it's a difficult time for the regions. And it's a time where they need to keep in touch.
Yeah, it is for the next 4 weeks in particular for the Welsh boys that they're going to leave their regions. It's now opportunity for the squad players to come in and do what they need to keep the boys on top form.
Scarlets will play, well, Scarlets will play Treviso, or Benetton as they're now called, next week, before playing them twice in December's Champions Cup. So that time, Wyn Jones has been penalised for his binding. So penalties against both sets throughout the game, and that's causing some frustration.
Yeah, very much so. It's a very topical point, isn't it? The scrum had to-ing and fro-ing. I'm not really sure whether the referee understands who's giving away the penalty. It seems to be going one way and one with the other.
Matt Sherratt is wearing the headset, so let's go over to Matt to see what he has to say.
Yeah, it was something we needed, to be honest. We needed a little bit of a moment of magic from him to get us back in the game. If I'm brutally honest, it's not been one of our best performances. But saying that, we've dropped the ball over the line and we've just scored a try and we're only 8 points behind. So, you know, we're in the game. Yeah, and we've just got to be a little bit more accurate now and trust our systems. I'll be honest, some of what we've done hasn't looked like the training week, so we just need to trust what we've done in the week and try and imprint that on the Scarlets in the last 25 minutes. Because I think if we can get the next score, we're in for a good 20. Yeah, obviously that's not helped as well. You losing young Jared so early, kind of, and Reen going to the wing has thrown us off a little bit. But you know, we've got no excuses. We've got experienced players on the pitch in some important positions, and you know they're going to have to dig in now, and we'll see what we're made of. No problem. Cheers.
Matt Sherratt, always a difficult position for any coach to be in when his team is attacking. Matt Sherratt rumoured to be joining the Ospreys next season. We'll probably hear more of that in due course. It's been kicked on, and McNichol is in all kinds of problems here. Lloyd Williams can reap the rewards, and has Williams dotted the ball down? We'll have to wait and see. Well, it was McNichol's indecision that has led to a Lloyd Williams chance. Now, did he ground the ball?
Oh, what a poacher there. I think he got his arm in there really quick as you like there. The winger there, McNichol, who's been perfect here. We see him dive for the line, Lloyd Williams.
Well, that's
short.
Fantastic work if they've stopped that try. Wyn Jones comes in.
Let's watch his arm. That's a try.
Has he got it down?
Yes,
he grounds it there. I think he's done enough. It's try scored, and the Blues are right back in this one. They could be back within a point.
Well, what a turn up for the Bucks, isn't it, really? It's been Blues all second half thus far.
The poacher's try from Lloyd Williams, McNichol's mistake, and Williams was on it like a flash.
Yeah, great play there by Lloyd Williams. He's been on the field less than 3 minutes, I think. And he's gone up there and he's got his team back very much in the game here. If they can get these extra 2 points, a 1 point deficit.
Big kick here for Shingler to keep the pressure brewing on his former team. It's been all Blues in this second half. No more than they deserve. Shingler, high, true, and it's over once more, and it's anybody's game as we enter the last quarter.
Yeah, great kick there by Shingler, but you see McNichol, he got himself in all sorts of problems there. He got turned over there by Halaholo there, and Lloyd Williams, quick as you like there, the poacher as it was, then he just sneaks it off him. Dives initially, but he has the strength and the power just to dab it down. There it is, tip of the ball. Try there.
Yeah, and despite the best efforts of Ryan Elias and Wyn Jones, they couldn't stop that man Lloyd Williams. So it's a 1 point game. And there's 20 minutes to go. So there's a change in the Scarlets ranks with Jonathan Evans coming on. Good work for Steph Evans. Steph Evans sprinting into the 22. Little kick through. and it could be a try for Jonathan Evans, who's just come on the field of play. That's his first touch of the ball, and it's a fantastic touch as well. Steph Evans, the creator, that man, Jonathan Evans, the scorer, and the Scarlets hit back immediately.
Well, is there ever a quicker try, really? Come onto the field there, but Steph Evans done exceptionally well. They were all corner flag him. He had the ball in the wrong hand when you look at it there, but he had the awareness to put the ball back inside, and it just sat up lovely for him. He's been on the field less than a minute and gets over. That should be another 7-pointer for the Scarlets.
Steph Evans, once more, every time he's on the ball, something happens. And once more, it was his chip through that created the score for Jonathan Evans. And he is overjoyed.
Yeah, you have to say Steph Evans has been superb this season thus far, and he is making a name for himself, deserves his spot.
Patchell will do the rest. No, he won't. I was a bit too eager that time. It should have been 7 points. They'll have to settle for 5. So it really has exploded in the last few minutes or so. And it's still anybody's game, but it's got the crowd alive, Dav.
Yeah, it's exactly what we needed, really. The crowd started getting a bit of stale. Cardiff Blues really took the bull by the horns, but now it's game on, coming into the last 20 minutes of the game.
McNichol, whose mistake led to the Lloyd Williams try, bangs it down. This is Matthew Morgan. Almost slips, he did eventually slip McNichol's tackle. Good to see an exciting Welsh derby once more. Second of the weekend after the Ospreys put away the Dragons last night at the Liberty. Patchell didn't take it clean, and the Blues will be reasonably happy with the result.
Another great attacking opportunity here on the 10-metre line.
This is the try once more. Great hands there in the move, it has to be said. Just got that awareness, isn't he?
Great awareness there. Cardiff Blues are all corner flagging, and he had that ability. He threw caution to the wind. Great kick, great try.
Williams, Nick Williams, that is. Good flat, and straight through Holo. Great line once more. He is creating damage in the Scarlets ranks, Willis Halaholo. Williams wanting quick ball. Cuthbert. Patchell trying to win back possession. Who's still in this game. Williams has a little look to see more. Matthew Morgan up. Oh, it's a good pass out to Seb Davis. No one with the big lock though. He's popping up everywhere as well, Seb Davis. Brilliant prospect he is. Williams, now then. The Blues up the tempo and up the ante. Long floated pass out to Turnbull. Turnbull rides the tackle. Game certainly has come to life as the Scarlets try and counter-ruck. And they've made a mess of the Blues ball. And Vidi will have to go in where it hurts.
Use it,
3 tries to 2 then, in the Scarlets' favour. Just slowing things up so the forwards do the donkey work once more. Shingler tries to step, but offloads. Now this guy can shift. Reen Williams, double tackle on him though. Good play by the Blues. There's the kick. Well, they tried to find Alex Cuthbert, who was out wide, but they've given away possession.
Hold blue.
15 to go. And it's still anyone's guess who's going to take this regional derby.
Stay. Everyone's on.
Oh, it's half charged down. This could go anywhere. Oh, luckily for the Blues, well, it was touched by a Blues player and is taken quickly by the Scarlets. Well, it's all happening here. The Blues weren't back 10 metres, so the Scarlets will have a second bite at the cherry here. I think everyone needs just a little moment to pause and reflect.
Yeah, it's certainly taken 65 minutes to come alive, hasn't it, really? But yeah, the Scarlets took it very fast. You know, I think Shingler was saying that he was behind the 10-metre line and he come up forward, but referee was having none of it.
Scarlets prop Dylan Evans comes on instead of Wyn Jones. Yeah, it was just touched by Alex Cuthbert, so Matthew Morgan was offside.
Hey, win it, 2 9s!
Elias finds Jake Paul in the front. Oh, that was dangerous.
Oh, he could have another yellow there.
Well, that was Nick Williams. He's already got a yellow. Now it's a cross kick trying to find. And it was
off for that.
Asquith who was floating over on the right flank. Now then,
I think that's...
let's see what's going to happen here. It was Nick Williams. Again, stupidity from the number 8. And he could be in trouble here.
If that's not a red card. Oh, he's not. Just a penalty.
Picked up a yellow in the first half. For an unnecessary charge when one of the Scarlet players was in the ground. That was unnecessary again. Well, then with the Scarlets would think, will they go for points just to get the 2-score advantage? No, they're going for a bonus point. So fortune favours the brave, and you have to commend them for that.
Yeah, absolutely. On the well, if you look at here, he's in the air, he comes down, back. That's pretty bad, mind. That's pretty bad. But the Scarlets really liked their driving line out. They were unopposed in the first half.
To the front once more. Ball is the target man as the Blues come round, but illegally so. Evans, Patchell again, it's the cross kick, but it'll be taken by Reen Williams. They will come back for the advantage though.
Attacking the supporters. Attacking the supporters in the line out. Leave the supporters, please.
I think they go for the line out yet again, won't they, really?
Well, trying to wear the Blues down here, the Scarlets, and trying to gain another bonus point, which could be so crucial come the end of the season. Only one game they failed to secure a bonus point, and that was against the Ospreys a few weeks ago when they scored 3. And they scored 3 already as Ken Owens, the regional captain, comes on. He's on for Ryan Elias. Both players from the Carmarthen Athletic Club, and attended the same school in Bromerden as well. To the front they go, it's Ty Byrne. As the Scarlets try and drive the Irishman over the try line. Evans is there for ball. Ball is well marshalled by Josh Navidi. They can sense another try coming here, the Scarlets. Which should get the bonus point and might get them over that finishing line once more. Evans, there are men out wide, but Kriya takes it on. One more charge could do it. It's out, they've got loads out there, and it's Steph Evans once more. They won't stop the winger. It's a 4th and a bonus point for the Scarlets, and it's the try that should see them out for another victory over the Blues. You can't keep that man off the scoreboard. Steph Evans with a try that surely secures victory.
Yeah, majestic, isn't he? He seems to pop up in all sorts of positions, but great tempo there by the Scarlets. Had the patient, Hadley Parks, Scott Williams. Bang, great line there by Steph Evans there, really. 2 great passes. Alex Cuthbert get caught out of place. And he goes over again. Well-deserved try. Steph Evans has been exceptional this evening, posing a lot of problems to Cardiff Blues, as he has done for most teams this season. Great try there by the Scarlets.
5 tries this year, 4 in the PRO14. Scored a dazzling try last weekend to no avail in the loss against Bath. Surely this one will mean more as Patchell bangs over another conversion, so they have a healthy 13-point advantage with 10 to play.
Yeah, you would have thought that was the final nail really in the coffin, but let's see how the Blues respond there. But we've seen Steph Evans once again, but it was a line, but great interplay by the 2 centres there, Hadley Parks and Scott Williams, both interlinking there, but the winger coming off his wing, hitting a great line. Great try.
Big question that will be on everyone's lips is, can he recreate the form in Wales colours? Because of course it's a different setup, different game plan. Will we see the Steph Evans that we've seen for the Scarlets in national colours? Hopefully we will over the next month or so.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether or not he can get that, because the form that he's in at the moment is very much scintillating, and I believe that Wales will benefit if they play the right game plan that suits him. However, Warren Gatland's a man in the driving seat, and it depends on which game he wants to play.
Well, he was firm in his belief that the game has changed and that they need ball players in order to break defences. That was the theme in the press conference during the week. Driven on by Kieran Asirati, the former Wales under-20s prop. Good hands there. Oh, well, good hands from one of the players. And then it all fell apart from Matthew Morgan.
Yeah, just forced it, took his hand off, eye off the ball a little bit, maybe a little bit hard, or high, I should say. But I'd like to see this man in broken field, Matthew Morgan. Yeah, he's electric. As we've seen time and time again, there's always been question marks on his defensive qualities.
Yeah, Dean, hapus iawn fydden ni'n meddwl erbyn hyn. Well, Mark, it feels like a derby now. You needed another gear and you found it.
Yeah, to be fair, we started the second half quite poorly. I think our discipline was poor. And again, the Blues just kept hold of the ball for long periods of time, and you know, we struggled to deal with it. But as I said, there was really a couple of bits of magic by Steph Evans, and again, it's just calmed the nerves really, and obviously getting the bonus point. You know, that's a perfect derby game for us.
Yeah, what does it say about this side? You weren't happy just to go for the win. You wanted that bonus point.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what get crucial really into the playoff picture. So I said, anytime we can get the bonus point, obviously we'll chase it. But you know, derby games, they're so. You know, form doesn't really come into it lots of times, I said, and the Blues, to be fair, have been excellent tonight, and again, they've really made us work hard.
A few minutes left to go. It seems like it's job done. We'll see you at 80 minutes. Thanks, Mark.
Macaulay Cook on for Nick Williams, who's been a bit of a villain in terms of the Scarlet supporters this evening. Gave a yellow card away in the first half. Cook takes his place. 6 minutes to go then. It looks as if it's job done. We'll see if the Blues can get something out of this, because at one point they had the Scarlets shaken. There was a few jitters going around Cardiff Scarlets. It's out from Asquith. Here's that man, Steph Evans, once more. Tackled that time by Alex Cuthbert.
It was a great cover tackle by Alex Cuthbert. He actually flew out of the line, but he did have the pace and the awareness then to trail Steph Evans and bundle him into touch. That's a good tackle there by Alex Cuthbert.
Probably deserve something out of this one, the Blues. Was anyone's game after Lloyd Williams went over. Good ball down to Lloyd Williams. Navidi takes it on. Here's one of the try scorers. Hall over. That's far too high for Reen Williams. Well, he's only about 5'10". He needed to be 7'1" to get that.
He was a little bit high there. The intent was there, right? But went into the stand near enough, didn't it? But
yeah, no chance.
No. He was never going to get that, but Cardiff Blues just really throwing everything they have at the Scarlets now. They're trying to get a a consolation try.
Well, 7 points would get them a losing bonus. Evans. Tackled by Halaholo on Scott Williams.
Out blue.
Evans, good pass on the fringes. Ken Owens runs a great line. Owens looking for support. Oh, Patchell was on his inside. It never came though. Evans, who switches it. Well, Scott Williams feigned to kick there, but there were better options out wide and has coughed possession up. Now a chance for the Blues perhaps to counter. Well, it was calling for a switch. It was there. Went to ground. Hasn't gone forward though. And there are Blues players out wide. Cuthbert being one of them. Cuthbert draws his man to Lilo. Now there's a chance for Lilo. Tried to offload to Dacey. Still there though, and it's good inventive play by the Cardiff Blues. Although Cuthbert is down momentarily.
Quick ball, quick ball.
Now
Cardiff
then.
Blues need to go.
Well, they were causing problems for the Scarlets there in broken play.
Yeah, great lines there. Both Alex Cuthbert done exceptionally well. It has to be said from his 22. He straightened up. He created that little bit of space there for Lilo.
Now then, a last chance for the Blues possibly to gain something for their efforts. Great line by Ken Owens, but just needed someone on his inside shoulder. Patchell was there, just went away from him.
Yeah, so close. Great line there by Ken Owens. Really the cannonball who's going to try and bulldoze his way over Matthew Morgan.
Yeah, Cannonball Ken, or the Sheriff as he's known in these parts as well. Matthew Rees on for Dacey, a little chip, but easy for Scott Williams.
Yeah, a little bit too speculative that one. If you're going to do it, put it on the floor.
An old Scarlet favourite, Matthew Rees, who spent numerous seasons in these parts before moving east, although he is from the east. Tonnereville boy. A few seasons where those two, Matthew Rees and Ken Owens, battled for the number 2 shirts down here. Who's desperately trying to get another score. Seb Davis. Shingler with a one miss pass to Halaholo. Tries a little step.
No hands, Rick.
Here's the other centre, Lilo. Half a chance there for Matthew Morgan. Cook tried the offload. Williams, they have men out wide. And one of them is Turnbull. Turnbull through, tried to get a pass away. Now, did it go forward? That's the chance. Did it? Well, Cuthbert was there. Parks, I think, got the touchdown in the end. Well, it all happened there. I think it's back to the 22.
Yeah, a great line there by Cardiff Blues there, really, but he tried to release his arms there, but it was just knocked down. I think he should have either held on to it or looked on his left as opposed to right.
Handy performance from Hadley Parks, who's adjudged to be the man of the match by former Wales captain Gwyn Jones in front of the Wales selectors Warren Gatland.
Hold.
He, of course, won't qualify until the 2nd of December. After doing the 3-year residency. And that time the Blues have given away a penalty, and that will be that. And they will leave Parker Scarlets empty-handed.
Yeah, a little bit too frustrating there for Cardiff Blues. Really is. Patchell just wind the clock down now, kick it a touch. That's pretty much game, set, match.
Patchell takes the Scarlets down to opposition territory. Patchell certainly benefited from the move down west. wanted to play fly half. The Wales selectors, well, interesting where they see him. He's in the squad, but plays alongside Jonathan Davis. Are they looking at that second 5-8 combination that we saw in the Lions? It doesn't matter for the time being. The Blues huffed and puffed in the second half, but it wasn't enough. They leave empty-handed, with the Scarlets reacting and going up a level in the final quarter to win with a bonus point by 30 points to 17. My thanks to David James, thanks to your company this evening, but from both of us, a very good evening to you.
Straight with Hadley Parks joining us in the studio. Hadley, the man of the moment, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Cheers for that. It was awesome to get the 5 points tonight and get a bonus point win. So it's really good. The boys are playing some good footy, and especially after the last 2 weeks where we haven't quite performed the way we want to, it's good to get back on the winning horse.
They gave you a bit of a scare in the second half, didn't they?
Yeah, they're a good side, and they've got a lot of talent there, and they came back into that, and it was good after they scored those 2 tries. We were able to score a quick try straight away after, and it gave us a little bit of confidence to then go for that 4th try. And I think in the last 10 minutes there, we really just ground out the win quite nicely.
Daniel?
I was just going to say, now all the talk about the Scarlets is about your attacking play, but you guys are putting together some good defensive performances.
Yeah, it's going towards the end of last year especially as well. It's just trying to keep that going forward. It's all about attitude on defence, and boys are really working hard for each other, and we're getting in there, and if we can make good wins on defence, it makes our attack a lot easier to get good turnovers like that.
Good. We've got a little monitor there for you, and here's your try.
It's always nice to get a meat pie, so it's pretty nice from Patch to just give me a nice ball, and kind of just opened up, which was quite nice.
Right, we have to mention the news you had this week. How surprised you, delighted you, relieved you? What's the word to explain the fact that you called up to the Wales squad?
I was quite surprised, but absolutely delighted. It's a real privilege to be involved. If I get the opportunity, I'll be absolutely stoked. And it's been an awesome moment for myself, my family, and it is a huge honour to be able to come over here and get given that huge opportunity. So I'm truly proud of that.
You need to start working on the anthem, I guess.
Yeah, very much so. Ken Owens has already offered to give me quiet practice, and I'm very, very keen to learn it. So yeah.
And Scott, have you spoken to Scott this week? I mean, you're playing with each other this evening. I presume he's been hurting, but especially with you alongside him.
Yeah, I think look, Scotty and I get on really well. We've got a great bond within this squad, and we're working hard. I think that I'm helping to push him, he's helping to push me as well. It's along with Jonathan Davies as well. So gutted for him, but I'm sure he'll bounce back, and he'll go well for us while those autumn internationals are on, and he'll get another opportunity, I hope, for him. So.
Good man, Hadley. Thank you very much. Give me the microphone. You can join the rest of the players in there. Thank you very much, Hadley.
Wayne, congratulations. You needed to find another gear, a step up, if you like. Did you find it in that second half?
Well, in patches, I think. Look, we weren't too happy in the first half. We didn't get a lot of possession, and as a result, we're on the back foot. But we felt that they weren't really threatening us, and if we could just stop giving away those silly penalties and have some more possession, we'd be fine. So we had to work hard for that bonus point, because we knew that they wouldn't certainly go away, and that's how it turned out.
Yeah, there was a real derby feel to it in that final 20 minutes.
Yeah, just a lot of errors straight after half-time. We wanted to try to put the game to bed at that point, and weren't able to do it, but pretty pleased the way we came back at 18-17 to put the game away.
And let's talk about man of the match, Hadley Parks. What did you make of his performance this evening? He's had quite the week.
Yeah, he certainly started the game strongly, and he did what he does best. Probably overchased a couple of times on defence to put us under pressure, so a bit of a work on from there, but he'll be pleased with that, and certainly gives him some confidence going to that Welsh camp.
I'm happy to get back into winning ways and back to the top of that table.
Yeah, certainly, and that was the challenge for the group before we sent off the Welsh boys, is make sure that we stayed top of the pool.
Thank you very much, Diolch.
Thank you.